If you feel it, taste it! Welcome back, everybody. Matt and the Brat here. Hope you're doing well. We had a new movie come out this weekend, Twisters. Now, this is a long-awaited movie since the original came out in 1996. That movie starred Bill Paxton, the late Bill Paxton, Helen Hunt, Philip Seymour Hoffman, the late Philip Seymour Hoffman, Terry Ellis, directed by John DeBont. I just did a little review of that a couple of days ago. I'll add that to the link, add that to the video at the end of this video. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, you can watch that after this one. Today we're talking about the new movie Twisters. This stars Daisy Edgar Jones, my boy, my man, the new Hollywood hunk, the new Hollywood boy toy. Move over, Ryan Gosling. There's a new hunk in town, Glen Powell. And we got Anthony Ramos, along with so many others that we'll get into later. I was looking forward to this movie. I said this when I talked about Twister. We don't get that many disaster movies anymore. I don't know why. They were a thing of, especially in the 90s. You had The Perfect Storm. You had Armageddon, Deep Impact, Twister. I know we had a couple other movies, Poseidon. And then for some reason it was just like, no more. And really in the past 10 years we got what? San Andreas, and that one with Gerard Butler, Greenland. And that's really about it. What happened in the days of The Day After Tomorrow, 2012? When did you run out of disaster movies after 2012? Because 2012 in real life didn't happen? I don't know. This feels like before I saw this movie, I said it feels like a summer blockbuster. An action-packed disaster. They got two rising stars, and they can add that humor like we got in the original, with the action and the great character development. We're looking at a great summer movie. Now, this is more of a reboot, they never mentioned anything from the original in this movie, so is it a sequel, is it not, is it just a reboot? It's hard to say, because they make another one and they do tie it back to the original. Then you can call this a sequel. But for now, we're just going to call it a long-awaited movie that we've been waiting for 28 years. Tornado Wrangler, baby. Positives. Let's start out with the main one, Daisy Edgar Jones. She is our main female character. Her character's name is Kate. She is a tornado researcher, chaser. A lot like Helen Hunt, but not completely. This one is, she's trying to find a way to stop tornadoes. Kind of decrease them so they don't cause as much damage before they hit like a town or something like that. And I thought she is the Helen Hunt of this movie. We're following her character throughout the entire film. She's kind of like our POV. She has a lot of the emotional moments. She has a lot of range and layers in this movie. I haven't seen that much of Daisy Edgar Jones outside of that one movie that came out a couple years ago, The Crawdad Thing. This is a breakout star right here. This is the movie that's going to put her on the map. For someone, like I said, someone like me who really didn't know her. Now my eyes are like, okay, what is she going to do next? She's funny in moments, she's charming, she has great banter with Glen Powell throughout the movie. Her relationship with Anthony Ramos, a friend slash co-worker who also chases tornadoes. We find out at the beginning. What happens at the beginning of the movie, I won't spoil it, but it really then propels her character forward. And it's an emotional journey. You see like the layers to her character. And it's an all-around great character. It's another kind of tomboy character where she's in with the guy. She doesn't mind getting rough and tumbly and, dirty, but also putting in the work, hanging out with the guys, but also at the end of the day, like flirting with the Glen Powell, the Glen Powells. I mean, I think anyone was flirt with Glen Powell. Um, and we get that tomboyish character, but not hitting you over the head with girl power and none of that. We don't do that here. Um, Very much a feel of a 90s female character, 80s and 90s, who's a badass, who likes to roll with the guys, but at the end of the day, will still want to flirt with that guy. Also, very smart, is a badass. And like I said, Daisy Edgar Jones really does a great job here. And then we get to my boy, Glen Powell. The guy can do it all. He is charming in this movie. He plays some serious moments. His banter, like I said, with Daisy Edgar Jones, is great. He's very funny throughout the movie. Tornado Wrangler, if you feel it, chase it. Like I said, he's great. I mean, I'm telling you, this guy is going places. He's already done Top Gun, and this guy's been around since 2003. I didn't even realize he's been around that long. This is definitely an actor that has slowly, and I mean slowly, risen in Hollywood. He started out in Spy Kids 3 in 2003. Then the next time then he was in The Dark Knight Rises in the stock market scene where Bane smashes his head on the desk. Yep, that's our boy Glen Powell. Then he showed up in The Expendables 3, which I didn't even realize till last fall when that Expendables 4 movie came out, and I went back and watched Expendables 3, and I was like, holy shit, that's Glen Powell. And then he rose up like Everybody Wants Some with Richard Linklater, and then he did that movie on Netflix, Set It Up, and then he really broke out 2 years ago with Top Gun Maverick, and then he just had that Netflix movie Hitman come out a month or two ago. I'm telling you, and now he already has, and he had Anyone But You last December, that romantic comedy that made over $200 million on a romantic comedy. What? And he already has a Running Man remake coming out, working on that. They just announced he might be doing a Backdraft reboot. Probably doing another romantic comedy. If this Twisters movie is successful, I wouldn't be surprised if they make a sequel. He's flying to me in Top Gun 3. Like I said, this guy is going places. Get on board on the Glen Powell train because, like I said, move over Tom Cruise from the 80s. Move over Ryan Gosling from the 2000s and 2010s. There's a new boy toy in town. His name is Glen Powell. I was going to say something dirty, but I ain't going there. You can figure out what I was going to say based on that last name. The visuals, obviously the one negative about the original is even back then in the 90s, the visual effects look cheap. Very fake. Very, very fake. Here, with the rise in visual effects technology, with movies like Lord of the Rings, Avatar, the Avengers movies, the visual effects here, they spared no expense. They look great. They add to the terror in the movie. This movie, in the disaster moments, people do die. People will die. You immediately see that in the first opening sequence. They spared, and they look great. The visuals look great. I never once felt like I was pulled out of the movie because the visuals didn't look real. They look great. With the terror, because of the visuals, it adds stakes to the movie. Not the steak that you eat. I'm talking about stakes, like real danger. We got characters in real peril. You see that right there in the opening sequence. And then every time there's something that happens, disaster, people die. They don't just, it's not one of those movies where maybe they're dead, maybe they're not. Oh wait, this is War of the Worlds, where at the end, somehow the son of Tom Cruise is still alive. I don't know how. No, people do die and they do not come back. So I like how the stakes were there. It was terrifying, and when there was a twister, you just feel like I do not want to ever be in that moment, ever. I'm never moving to Oklahoma, never. Or Kansas. Cinematography looks great. They have a lot of great visual shots. A lot of great with the clouds rolling in, and with Daisy Edgar Jones and Glen Powell in the forefront, and then the backdrop, you got the skyline and the storm rolling or stuff like that. But also, oh my God, no wonder why this feels like a 90s movie. Why does it feel like a 90s movie, Matt? Because they filmed it on film. I thought that was an ancient relic. They shot the movie on film. Like back in the day when they shot on film. When movies look better. You got that feel of realism and the feeling of film. They shot it on film. They don't do that much anymore. Actually, the new M. Night Shyamalan movie is going to be shot on film. 35 millimeter. It's coming back. Like herpes. You can never get rid of that shit. And it looks great. I mean, being shot on film, it adds to the feel of the movie. Visually, it feels just real. Like in a real, weird way, it feels real. This movie is very funny. I was worried about that. We don't got our boy Philip Seymour Hoffman, like in the original, who provided a lot of the laughs. But everyone in this movie has a moment to shine. Daisy Edgar Jones, Glen Powell, Anthony Ramos, David Cornsweet, Brandon Pira, who was also in the movie Nope a couple of years ago. He has a lot of great lines. Even Maura Tierney, who plays Daisy Edgar Jones' mom, she has a few moments of humor. So this movie is full of humor throughout. What I love about this movie, there's just enough winks to the original that don't go overboard and don't go too far. I mean, if you've seen the original, you'll get them. There's only like 3. And that's what I loved about this. They didn't hit you over the head with the original, moments from the original. Like, you remember that? You remember that line? You remember that moment? There's none of that here. Yes, we have a scene at a movie theater, when an older movie theater is playing a horror movie, like in the original. Yeah, we have a scene instead of cows, we got chickens. Why not? Everybody wants a cock. Where a character says, in the middle of the tornado, that's the suck zone. Kind of like what Philip Seymour Hoffman said in the original. And that's about it. And guess what? These characters don't connect to anybody from the original. Daisy Edgar Jones' mom is not Helen Hunt. Or, Glen Powell, when he mentions his aunt, we don't see a picture of Helen Hunt. Like, oh, that's his aunt, Joe, from the original. There's no familiar family connections. This is a complete original, not connected to the original movie at all, other than we got twisters. Okay? We got tornadoes. That's it. I think that's great, because even you go back and watch Top Gun Maverick, yeah, you got Tom Cruise and you got Val Kilmer, but other than that, it was pretty much, it's a sequel, but it can be its own thing at the same time. And I like that, and this movie doesn't even have any familiar people from the original, or any family connections. So, if they want to make a sequel and then tie certain things back to the original, okay? But for this movie, this is truly a standalone movie on its own. And the script is a good script. It was written by Joseph Kosinski. Now, why does that name sound familiar? Oh yeah, he was the director of Top Gun Maverick. One of the best movies in the past 2 years. one of the easily the best summer movie in the past few years, and a long-awaited sequel. So you got the guy who made a Top Gun Maverick, came in to Twisters, and wrote the script for Twisters, and now I would easily consider this one of the easily the best summer movies so far this year, and we're almost done with the summer movie season, and it's definitely one of the best summer movies in the past 2 years, other than in the middle of that would be Oppenheimer. So, way to go, Joseph Kosinski, and you know he had a hand in bringing over Glen Powell from Top Gun Maverick over to Twisters, since they just worked together. And once again, this is produced by Steven Spielberg. This feels like an Amblin Entertainment movie, the type of movie Spielberg would make. Then you got that Joseph Kosinski long-awaited sequel, like Top Gun Maverick with Steven Spielberg in a disaster movie. Steven Spielberg produced the original. And you got the mixing of Top Gun and original Twister with Joseph Kosinski and Steve Spielberg. No wonder why this movie is so good. Supporting cast. This is a great supporting cast. I think, you know, not only you got the main two leads, Daisy Edgar-Jones and my boy Glen Powell, but you got Anthony Ramos, who's been storming the summers recently with that one movie he had back in 2021 with Melissa Barrera. Then last year he had the Transformers movie. Now he has Twisters. He's a great character. He's a friend to Daisy Edgar-Jones, but you can definitely tell he has a thing for her. He's like the friend that never gets the girl. I know what that's like. We got David Cornsweet in here. He's kind of an asshole. Now, if you were going to notice David Cornsweet, because next summer, he's our boy in blue. He's our Boy Scout. He's our boy of America. Superman. That's right. The guy in Twisters is Superman. He's going to be in the new Superman movie next year. You got an actor, I don't know the actor name, but he's a journalist from London doing a piece on Glen Powell. He's really funny. He's a cool character. Very fun character. Like I already mentioned Brandon Parisa. His name is Boone. He's really funny. He was in the movie Nope for Jordan Peele back in 2021. We got Sasha Lane, who works with Glen Powell's Tornado team. And then we got Maura Tierney as Daisy Edgar-Jones' mom. And I want to give it up for Maura Tierney. She's making a comeback. She was in the Iron Claw. She was in the Iron Claw last December, playing Zac Efron's mom. Now she's in Twisters. She was very big in the 90s, like in Liar Liar, Jim Carrey's wife / ex-wife. That also had Carrie Ellis, who was in the original Twister. Hey, in the third Twister, we're going to have Jim Carrey. So it's a great supporting cast. Amazing, this movie is 2 hours and 2 minutes before the... It's 2 hours and 2 minutes with credits. Without credits, it's under 2 hours. Are they finally making movies that are under 2 hours again? And it's a complete story? With great character development, action, adventure, humor, character-driven, great visuals, and funny, and romance? It can be done. And it's shot on film. It's a miracle. They're making movies better again. It's a great soundtrack. We heard one of the songs way back a couple months ago. Ain't No Love in Oklahoma. Great song. A lot of country music, but hey, I love the soundtrack. I've been listening to it this whole afternoon after I saw the movie. So, and I'm not even a big country fan, but I really enjoyed the soundtrack. Overall, I really don't have any negatives. I mean, the only one that I can maybe say is I wish we spent some more time with Glen Powell's crew. But other than that, this is a really great movie. It's a great summer movie. This is the definition of a summer blockbuster. People say Top Gun Maverick was that. Well, now you can add twisters to that. Hey, Hollywood, you want to keep making long-awaited sequels like this? Or long-awaited movies in a franchise that we haven't had? Like Top Gun Maverick, now twisters? Keep it going! Keep it flowing! You don't face your fears. You ride them. So let's ride. Ride into this movie. Go see it in the theater. You're going to have a great time. It's fun. It's an action. There's adventure. There's romance. And when you ride them, you hit that subscribe button on the channel. Hit it right on into the subscribe button. Hit that button. And come with me. Tornado Wrangling. Here we go.